Hi everyone, my name is John Brown. I'm a registered dietitian and sports nutrition master's student at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. And I just want to talk to you a little bit today about the nutrition facts label and what that all means for you. I'm just going to walk you through a few resources and help you make sense of all that. This first one is from the FDA. It's a handout that explains the basics of a nutrition label and the difference between the old and the new label. So by now, it's a legal requirement for everyone to use this new label. We no longer use this old label. You shouldn't see it on anything that you've bought recently. The difference is being the serving size is larger and in bold now. The serving size is also now a point of emphasis in terms of we really want to make that realistic, and there is pressure on companies to make sure that is realistic. Daily values have been updated a little bit, so you can see 8 grams of fat here is about 12%, and 8 grams here is about 10%. So our numbers have changed a little bit just as science has progressed. And some of our micronutrients have changed a little bit, so vitamin A and vitamin C are no longer on the label. Those have been replaced with vitamin D and potassium. Vitamin D plays a role in bone health, and potassium plays a role in regulating blood pressure. Sodium increases blood pressure while potassium tends to decrease it. So those are more of the focus of the FDA. And another thing to note is a company could list more nutrients than what's on here, but this is just what's required. So they could list more types of fat, or they could list more micronutrients, but this is the basics of what is actually required. A company can always do more. So as we said, the serving sizes get real, much more realistic serving sizes, which is good for consumers. The calories are bigger and more clear to see. The highs and lows of percent daily value. But back to this 5 and 20% thing. So like this product is a high source of iron because it has 45% of our daily value, while added sugars is 20% also. So that's also going to be considered a high source of added sugars. But with cholesterol, we're at 0%, so that's a low source of cholesterol. And whether the high or low, whether that's good or bad, is really going to depend on what nutrient you're consuming. Another important thing to note is the serving size is an indicator of all of these values. So as this number changes, all of these numbers will change. So it's really important to know what you actually consumed, because it's usually not the exact serving size. So I'm going to hop over here to this other resource from, this is from the University of Minnesota Extension. Just letting y'all know it's a pretty good source, and thanks to them for putting it out there. 3 to 4 ounces of meat is generally going to be about the size of a smartphone or a deck of cards, so it doesn't matter the type of meat, beef, poultry, fish, it's all about the same. When you're dealing with cheese, 1 ounce is about 2 dice, so that if your cheese is pre-sliced, it's usually going to be 1 ounce as a default, or if it's thinly sliced, about half an ounce. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter or a similar nut butter would be about the size of a ping pong ball. A 1/4 cup of nuts and seeds would be about the volume of 1 large egg. 1/2 cup of rice, pasta, mashed potatoes, beans is about the size of a tennis ball. 1 cup of dry cereal is about a closed fist, and a closed fist is a good 1 cup for pretty much anything. So vegetables, rice, you could use it for your pasta too, really. And a good comparison to see, because everyone has a different size fist, right? But we see here that 1 cup is about the size of a baseball, so depending on how big your fist is in comparison to a baseball, you can kind of judge the size based on that. And then when we're dealing with like butters or oils, the tip of your thumb is about 1 teaspoon, and the entire thumb is about a tablespoon. So those are just some quick tips and tricks. I hope this video has helped you understand portion sizes and label reading